Electric Tornado, Dream Vision. Greetings and trust you are well. It's been a while since I put anything up on the channel, and it is due to the last Dream Vision put on the channel. Since the dream up until last night, I did not pray for anything, I did not ask to see anything. For good reason, as all explained in the last video. I posted on the channel about a vision which flashed before my eyes just prior to going to sleep of tanks being rolled out on a conveyor belt heading towards Europe. This is what was mentioned in the comment. 1st of July 2022, just prior to bed, a vision flashed before me. I see tanks getting put onto a conveyor belt and shipped out. Conveyor belt represents, I believe, the speed at which things will pick up. Remember the December 2022 timeline dream vision. You see it with fuel playing out. I see they're being shipped off Britain, but the tanks looked old. I saw them heading for Europe. The tanks do not look fit for military and looked very old, like something from the early part of the First World War. I saw that on the battlefield they will be of no use, like empty shells. They were also smaller than the usual tank designs we see on the battlefield, with smaller turrets, as if only a max of 2 people could fit in the tank. Very small, but lots of them. From the conveyor belt to the coasts of Europe, France, surrounding countries, I see them head for Ukraine, but for Russia, but they will be of no use. It was like the dream vision of when I said, they're eager to battle but lack that something to win. The desire is there, the will is there, but it as if they have not judged correctly that war has moved on. Like they were or are stuck in a time loop. It's hard to explain with words. It's as if they are fighting from a different era. The way I saw the tanks on the battlefield would be like arming ox wagons and putting them on the field against modern tanks. This is the first thing I have seen since I put the last video up. I still do not want to think or relive the last one, hence I have not put anything up. I mentioned before, I do not put up anything for the sake of putting something else. This is not an entertainment channel. You see things developing with China, vision fulfilled February 2020, Turkey, February 2020 playing out. Russia posted a map 3 days back of the whole of Ukraine, but a tiny portion of it in the corner. The rest was in red, just as shown in the dream vision and put on the channel a few months back. Imagine if someone told you 12 months ago during the pandemic, the second portion of the scamdemic, that the world would be in a war situation. How many people do you think would have believed you? How many people do you think would have believed you if you told them Prime Minister or former Prime Minister Boris Johnson would put on military gear and go to the front lines of a conflict? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you were told about this all, and I mentioned in the videos about POWs, Polish weapons videos, that I saw Prime Minister Boris Johnson put on military gear. Well, that was fulfilled now. Exactly as foreseen, shown by the grace of God. So let me get to the latest dream vision. This is a dream vision I had on the 2nd of August 2022. Now let me tell you, this is a strange, very symbolic dream. This dream vision has already proven to be correct, which I will explain. I arrive in the northern province, I am in the Limpopo. I used to hunt and do a lot of hunting in the Limpopo, great farmers, the real salt of the earth in that area of the country. I am at this property, I see people from the past, from years ago, which I have not seen in close to 2 decades. They tell me this farmer I know has arrived, the farmer we used to go hunt on his farm. I greet him, thinking he will not recognize me. I say, hello, how are you, Mr. Van Niekerk? Before I could finish my sentence of me asking him whether he recognized me, I showed me a vision. I was transported to what he saw and was seeing. I saw a family member being led by a Tsotsi, someone leading him astray to rob and kill him. The farmer tells me I must tell this person not to trust this person leading him, the person leading him wants to murder him. Now I have not spoken to this family member for months, no calls, no emails, no SMSing, no Zippo, NIKS, nada as they say. After I wake up, I immediately know from this dream it's a message. The last time I had a message about murder, someone never paid attention. Namely my grandfather, I warned him. About 8 years later it took place. The recount of the story of how it happened from his wife is exactly as I had told my mother. That dream vision and the one about mountains of fire, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, are the two most horrific dream visions. So anyway, I call this family member. I paint the picture for him, I explain what I saw, I ask him who is this person. Turns out the person I saw in the dream was leading him down a path and he had lost money from this person. So I know the rest of the dream vision is correct, but how it plays out, what it really means, I do not know. Here is the dream. I am at this farm in the Limpopo, I am in a room with those people I have not seen in decades. Before the farmer arrives, I am sitting on the couch with a family member in a lounge, a round lounge. The seating in the lounge is in the round shape, skirting the room. In front of the room, are large glass windows. My family member and I are sitting there. We see a lighting strike ahead, the first flash. The purple-pink flash of light. Then another one hits, but this lighting strike is so powerful. Everything shakes and my family member, who has never experienced this sort of lighting, is totally freaked out about this and curls in a ball, but everyone in the room did not flinch. Then I see in the background distance, another larger lighting strike. When the lighting strike hit, it was louder than the previous one, but because it was so far in the background, no one paid attention. The people were desensitized by the lighting. In other words, the chaos, the people are so used to the chaos they no longer pay attention to it. When the lighting strike hit in the distance, it hit the ground so hard that a tornado began to form. Not just any tornado, but the ones you see in America. It hit the ground so hard this tornado formed, it reached to the heavens and was heading our way. I knew if it hit this house we were in, nothing would survive. Just then is when the farmer arrived that I spoke with, which I have already discussed. That portion is true, which tells me the events spoken of in this dream vision will play out, but how they play out and what it means is something else. After this, I see a gathering of whites, a lot of whites. They are at a place where there is a monument. They are all sitting around, stocking up for foods. I go into the shop is virtually empty. But everyone is paying in Zimbabwe dollars. I pull out my Zimbabwe dollars to pay for food, but the farmer tells me they no longer accept my dollars. I look down in my hand and I no longer see money but worthless paper. An American couple entered this farm shop and complained that there was not enough food in the shop and said they would go somewhere else. But where they would go I have no idea, because this is the only farm shop. And then I woke up. So here are my thoughts. I cannot be certain with these very symbolic dreams. They are not as clear-cut as the others. 1. Zimbabwe's currency will no longer be accepted. With them moving to gold currency, their currency will vanish. All their paper will vanish. It will be worth far less than wallpaper or even toilet paper. You might be able to start a fire with them, but they will vanish and no longer be accepted in South Africa. Pressure could be put on South Africa with them having gone to the gold standard to no longer use their dollars or accept them, and as a result, their currency will crash. It will either not be worth anything or will cease to exist. I know already it is not worth anything, but if you think it has no value now, as they say, you ain't seen nothing yet. 2. The tornado. An event is going to take place in the northern part of the country. When it happens, people will not pay attention to it. They are so desensitized to the chaos that it will seem like just another event, but this event will be monumental and have serious consequences. Pay attention to something major happening in the country. It could be related to those war clouds on the horizon and what has been mentioned about an Arab Spring. They are desensitizing the people to accept as normal a revolution, so that when it happens you will not see it coming, like the salt or pepper on the table you cannot find. The old saying, if it was a snake it would have bit you. As I write this, the translation comes to me about this dream vision. As mentioned as I type, it flows. This electric storm is part of the final morphing of the war cloud. In that dream I said people will not pay attention, they will think it is something normal. It is a continuation of that dream, but it will begin to unfold as it appears in the northern portion of the country, the same place I saw the Zim dollars vanish. Food shops, farm shops will be scarce. I see many people leaving the cities now, many groups heading to find safety in numbers and using what they can to survive. Pay close attention to what is unfolding. The next strike, the next incident is going to whip up a tornado that is going to sweep the country. If you are in its path, if you do not pay attention, your very life could be on the line. This is not a scare tactic or some video I put out there for fun. I have never put videos out to scare people. You be the judge. Go back, see what has played out and what is playing out. Remember I told you there would be a second wave of lockdowns with the pandemic when I put it out this year in the early part of the year. Many people said I am crazy, that this is not what another prophet told them or what other pastors or people they are listening to are saying. Well, I have never called myself a prophet, or nor do I take credit for any of these dream visions. All the glory to the Most High, the God of Israel. We see them talking about the monkeypox and also about a new wave. We know they are not dying due to running, heat washing, watching TV, napping, but due to the poison they put in them en masse early in the year and last year. If I told you how many people I know and people that I know who know someone who took the magic potion have died and gotten ill, you will not believe me. In my immediate circle I now know of 15 deaths, including her uncle who took it and immigrated. Within 8 months of taking it he died. His cancer came roaring back and he was gone. So something else is going on here. It is no longer a conspiracy when you are watching people drop on sports fields and people you know as well as family simply dropping from it. So watch for an incident in the country. If the dream is literal in terms of the location, then something will take place in the Limpopo province that will whip up a tornado which will move to the rest of the country, and it will be like something we have never seen in this country. We do not get American-style tornadoes. I hope many of you are keeping safe, staying well, preparing, marching on. For those who know, it will not be so bad, but for those who do not pay attention, the non-believers, it will be as in the days of Noah, Sodom and Gomorrah. They will not cope as shown to me in the dream. Normal people who are not used to these events will freak out as shown to me in the dream, but our own people so desensitized to events will not even pay attention. Guard the flock, keep a lookout for events unfolding. As usual, stay safe, praise the Messiah the Most High. We live in strange times. Keep the faith, keep moving on, marching on. We must carry on living despite the chaos and events about to unfold. We are approaching December 2022. I will make a July and August world events update soon. I only began making these updates in line with the timeline dream vision. There are something things I wish to mention in the video which have confused me since having it. Think about it. Kadimbeki and Malema were telling us what is about to happen to Ramaphosa and the revolution dream vision found on the original channel spoken about in 2020 with the jets arriving. There are some dream visions I do not touch upon due to how close events are to playing out. I do not want to alert the enemy to what I see unfolding. I pray Almighty God of Israel through Yeshua Jesus Christ our Messiah that you guard our flock, you keep the viewers, our friends and family safe. May God be with you, may God guide you, protect you and be with your families. May He rain down blessings and prosperity on you, dear listener, may He shelter you during these very uncertain times. May you be safe, take care, may God's blessings be poured onto you, your family and our nation.